You prick. Evening, everybody, and welcome to the Killer Comic Show. These lovely chaps have been making me host tonight, and they've said they're going to put us up big on screen, and they've done it. The swines, absolute swines. See, I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that.
You did it so well. You did it so well.
I did. With a little sexy glint in my eye. I was going to try and do your accent, but I thought I better not. Yeah.
I can't even do my accent, so I wouldn't try. I'm interested to see. Go on, give it a little go.
Oh, it's a bit Dick Van Dyke, isn't it? It's a bit kind of. Oh, well, that's not Dick Van Dyke, is it? Oh, Governor, how you doing, my Davin? I don't even see it. Apple and pears.
Sounds all right. Sounds all right.
Apple and pears, isn't it? Apple and pears up the stairs.
Yeah, that's right. Great intro, Pete. Love it. You can do that every single week now. I think we should do that. Do you know what we should do? Every single week, we just we take control out of everyone and we just leave someone on the screen and no one knows who it is. No one's
random. Sudden death.
Says one of the two guys who have control.
Yeah.
Me and Charlie would know who was in control.
But if we just take it all away and it's only me that controls it.
Well, what we should do is instead of having we do the whole comic cover vote. We should do who's hosting vote this week.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that could be.
You'd win every week.
That'd be good. Then.
I would make sure that my bots make sure that I don't win every week.
Oh my god, he's just confessed to the bots.
Flip it on his head.
We all knew. Yeah.
Happy Thursday, we're back again. How is everyone? The weather's been absolutely amazing. I think I mentioned to you guys before, we've had 4 seasons in one day. So I've had hay fever, I've had a cold, I've been building snowmen, and I've also been playing in the swimming pool, which has been great because it's been amazing. So I'm probably going to come down with influenza, COVID, and something else by the end of tomorrow. So I'm here for the fun.
In the swimming pool, did you see? Is it a wheelie bin, Charlie? Do you just fill a wheelie bin up and sit in that? Is that what you do? Is that what...
No, where you wheelie bin?
I've wheelie bin looking forward to tonight, I tell you. Yeah.
Oh, then. But how are we all doing? We're doing all right? Yeah, all good? All good? Yeah?
Marvellous. Yeah.
So
is it too late to unsubscribe?
I'm just going to go. If this is what happens, right? So Pete, what do we normally do at this time of the show? What are we doing? Because you're presenting tonight, mate. So
I'm not presenting tonight. I'm not. The business end, I do believe you say. Is it the business end?
Yeah? Yes, it is the business end of the show. You've got myself, you've got Tom, you've got Andy, and you've got Peter. We do it every week. We've got the killer covers. These are the 4 covers that we pick every single week that just go up, and we get everyone going on Instagram, and it seems to be the only traction that we get. But it wouldn't be killer covers without a banging intro, which the man below me has put together. Right, so killer covers. Here we go. Right, so I was a bit premature then.
The wrong intro.
Is it the wrong? No, it's not the wrong intro.
Wow, guys, just wow.
My eyes.
My eyes. Andy, I'm with you on this one, mate. This is the killer covers for June 12th. This was New Comic Book Day yesterday. We've got 4 fantastic covers for you to pick from, and then we go into my eyes. But first, we have
my eyes.
Listen, art is subjective. This is
very,
I think, a fabulous cover from Dynamite. Thundercats issue number 5. Is that a 1 in 11?
I was just about to ask a question. 1 in 11?
11? It might be 1 in 100. I think I've got that wrong. I do apologise. You've got.
1 in 11 is pretty cool if it is.
Yeah, do you want to do the slides as well?
Yeah, do the slides.
I'm joking. Yes, Ben Oliver, one of my favourite artists. If you don't know Ben Oliver, definitely go check him out on Instagram. Absolutely superb. And of all the covers, I was kind of this is the one that sort of caught my eye. And we've seen a lot of those sort of Mark Brooks covers that we kind of didn't like either. That they were a bit. Some of them were really good, some of them were really bad. I just thought this was nice. I thought it was a bit different.
I'm not wrong, Andy. It is the 1 in 11. It is the 1 in 11. Yeah. You've got the cover ZA 1 in 11 Ben Oliver Virgin variant cover. Yeah.
I don't know. Ah, well. We stand connected. Sorry, Charles.
That's all right.
So
I never doubted you, Charlie. I never doubted you. Just saying.
It's nice and different.
I love this cover. I know that some of my fellow hosts here don't like this cover. So, Tom, Peter, would you like to explain?
Well, even if we don't like the cover, you're still gonna win.
Yeah, the powers in the bots, isn't it? You know what? I love Ben Oliver's work. I have to say, I think he's a tremendous artist. This is just boring. I think this is dull. And Wayne Deacon, don't think I haven't noticed your comment. I take exception to that. Why has she got a shiny big end as well? Her nose is like really shiny. Haven't you been polishing that? It's just dull, Charlie. Andy, it's just dull.
Well, don't bring me. I haven't done nothing wrong. Before Tom lays into this, I don't think it's that bad. I actually think, and you know what? I've got who was the artist that was doing all the covers, like the head covers? Mark Brooks. This is, I honestly think some of the Mark Brooks covers could have taken advantage and seen how Ben Oliver did this. So Andy, I like it. I think it's quite nice. It's just a Thundercats comic, and it's just a shame about the interior art from Drew Moss, I like it.
Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. And Peter, dull is what I go for. Is the vibe I go for. So I've nailed it. Tom?
Well, I don't disagree that if you saw this on the shelf, you'd be intrigued because it is different. It's not something I've seen before. I mean, you have seen the headshots before, but this is actually quite different because it almost pops off the page, which is nice. But her eyes are so dead. Like, there's no character here at all. Like, it doesn't feel
because
like...
she's seen the interior of the comic. She's seen the interior of the comic. That's why.
Her head's been chopped off. What do you expect?
I know,
but
it's too like completely decapitated. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they've cut her head off and just stuck it on the wall, which is not really.
It's like one of those
for a comic book.
It's like one of those hunting things, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Safari Joe's taking the Thundercats out, and
perhaps.
Yeah.
But then can we say all that? Can we say that for all headshots then? That it's just like
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'd say the saving grace on this one, though, is because it's white on a white cover. You could actually take this to Comic Con and get them to kind of fill in the blank, if you like. Yeah. Draw her body on her shoulders or whatever.
Ben, I'm sorry if you're listening to this and having to go through this, but hopefully your experience at NiceCon or To Be Continued will be much better than the last 5 minutes of this.
I think it's not too bad. So yes, this is a cover ZA 1 in 11 Ben Oliver variant. Before we go on, let's have a quick look. 1 in 11.
Oh, 1 in 11. I think that's quite cool. Actually, it's 1 in 11.
Before we move on, should we say hello to the chat? So we've got Chris Bell. Good evening, killers. How are we doing? We have DVH. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for joining. Evening, killers. Leon Russell. What's the good word? Been watching some Aussie telly and seem to have picked up their vernacular. There we go. Just thumping through the digital trade. Not sure if that's a euphemism, but enjoy. Hello, geezers. Wayne Deacon. I wonder how ill you are this week. What have you got this week, eh? Hey, up me ducks. Back Dan Dixon. Hostess with a mostess. I think that's talking to you, Peter. And then we've got Sonic's Comics. Evening, lads.
Sonic Warriors.
That's...
and people laughed at me when he was eating food and rapping his knife against the bowl. Charlie, welcome to my world.
Sonic's Comics, if you squint your eyes a bit, this looks like Pennywise.
True.
It actually does. And Deadman has said, how many covers are there if that's cover ZA? I honestly still think they're pumping out. I think there's still about 15 to 20 covers every single comic that comes out for Thundercats. But that's the... and Yuko demands treats. Good evening. Thank you very much. Hello all. The intro just activated my epilepsy. Of course. Well, I hope you have a good one. Go and shake in the corner and let us know when you're back. Right, up next. So we've got this one. We've got Tom.
So I kind of went for bog standard. I went for the main cover of Transformers. Bog standard. Main cover. Daniel Godson. I just went for the bog standard Transformers cover just because I really liked it, to be honest. And I don't think I've seen this kind of Olympus style drawing on a comic before, so it kind of caught my eye, and I really liked it. That's why I picked it.
Andy, you all right? I've got to say,
I'm not allowed to say anything bad about Transformers, or the chat will absolutely attack me. So I think
Nah,
it's
you
a
get
beautiful
cancelled.
cover. Yeah, get cancelled. Beautiful cover. Love Daniel Warren Johnson. There's nothing wrong with the last 8 issues of Transformers. It's great. Next.
The only thing is this. I just think this looks like a Scotty Young cover.
Oh yeah, I could agree with that. To be fair,
That's the only thing. I think he's Daniel Warren Johnson. I'm a massive fan. I love his art and stuff, but I think it looks like a Scotty Young cover. And I've also just noticed that above his left hand, it looks like a face of a cat. It looks like the face of the Cheshire Cat.
no.
Can anyone? So his red arm,
Yeah.
yeah, where his hand is. If you look up there, it looks like a cat with a cleft palate. It does, and I'm going to highlight this to you when we get off the show. I will highlight it to you, and I'll
Yeah,
draw
please
it
do.
out.
Yeah, please do.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a cat with a cleft palate. I'm going to have
Yeah,
to Google
normally.
that.
We like to do firsts on this show, and that. There we go. Look. If anyone was going to notice, Wayne has. Wayne has
Guys,
There we
I
go.
just googled a cat with a cleft palate. I would recommend it.
But yeah, it's Transformers #9. I do like it. The only thing for me is that it kind of comes across a bit Scotty Young, but it's a good cover. And who doesn't like a cat with a cleft palate?
Absolutely.
I firstly, I think we've missed Fuzzy off, so welcome Fuzzy to the show. I think this looks tremendous.
Who's not hosting now?
I think this looks tremendous. My only moan about this, and it's a silly little moan, and Tom, please don't shoot us, is I would be much happier if this was just a regular Prime in terms of the Megatron arm. Kind of, it's cool, but I would like this to just be Prime holding the world up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it looks very cool. I do like it.
Yeah.
I just think it stands out a little bit. If I saw it on the shelf, even if I wasn't reading Transformers, I think if I saw it, I'd be inclined to have a look. Same as Sandy's cover, though. To be fair, I'd still have to have a look.
Yeah.
Just
What
to
we
make
should
sure
do
it's like
is,
real, because it's
do all the different Transformers, but holding up different planets.
That's cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Definitely, mate. Andy,
would
you
be
are
cool.
allowed your opinion of Transformers, but it is wrong.
Yeah.
That was the Comic Vet's fave on his channel this week. Cool. Right. Up next we have. It's not an Andy. No, you have not gone into a parallel universe. This
Andy's
isn't
still got to
Andy's
say it,
pick.
This is a sexy Jenny Frison. Is that how you say it, Andy? How do you say it, Andy?
God's sake.
How do you say
Andy,
it, Andy?
can you say it, please?
How do you
Dear
say it,
Lord.
Andy?
I am not a performing puppet, you monster.
Dance, monkey, dance.
You monsters. I'm not a monkey.
This is a Sexy Scarlet Witch by Jenny Frison, variant 1 in 100. This is sexy as out. Now, I'm going to be really honest here, chaps. Whilst I like this isn't normally the kind of cover I'd go for. I literally went for this because I knew Andy would fancy going for it. So I'm just being honest. I picked this one so Andy couldn't. And he seems to always win with this kind of cover. So this will be an interesting test. Because if this would normally win if it was Andy's pick. If this doesn't win and the bots are directed elsewhere, it'll be really interesting, won't it?
You're such an angry
Spoiler
man,
alert.
Peter.
Indeed.
Spoiler alert, Peter. I did this a couple of years ago and it didn't work for me.
Do it for you either.
I came last.
yeah, the crowd will turn on us. Yeah. But no, seriously, I do quite like this. I like that classic Scarlet Witch costume. I think it looks pretty cool, actually. I quite like this one.
There we go. Even Chris Belver said it's really fresh and new. This one, Frison has really broken the norm. Pete playing tactics, he's learning. Indeed, he is. He's been with us a year. He should be. Psych. And there we go. Boring as fuck. There we go. Boring as fuck.
Sorry, Charlie.
So I like this one. I do like it. I'm glad that it's not a normal Frison close up of her face and stuff like that. I actually really like it. So I think it's great. It makes me want to read the comic. I'm not sure if it's going to be any good, but who knows? Andy, have you picked this up? Of course you have.
Not the 1 in 100, but I got the trade version of it. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic cover.
It is very nice. Tom, do you like it?
I do like it, but I'd like to hear Andy say it more.
You can continue to like Tom. Moving on.
Aww.
Present.
There we go, Jenny Frison. But yeah, no, it's a great cover. And you were quick on this, Pete. You sent this through at about 10:30 last
I did.
week.
I
He's
did.
like, yeah, I'm having this. Ha 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 ha, and that was it. So yeah, but yeah, I think it's great, isn't it? It is good. It is good. And then up next, we've got Image Transformers 9, the big time collectibles, John Giant variant. You know, John Giant, the John Giant variant.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a believer that if you keep picking something,
I
it's
was just
gonna.
about to ask.
If you're going to keep picking something time and time again, one of them's got to come through. And I've done it with John Jiang again. I picked him last week. I picked him 2 weeks before that, and this time I think he's done really well. Like,
Are you
honestly,
on commission with John Jang?
I wish I was. I wish I was. But I say it time and time again, like the way that he does the depth in this comic and the way that he kind of makes you feel like you're reading a 3D comic is great. Maybe I would have preferred it just on its own, but I think this is wicked. I love it. I love the use of the colours. Really, really enjoy it. So yeah, this is what I've gone for this week, and I'm interested to see it. And it got some good traction on Instagram. So we'll see if that pulls through to the vote tonight.
I think it's quite a good cover, to be fair. I agree with you about the depth of Ravage and Soundwave is really, really good. My only criticism is I just feel like John Jang's work's all very samey. But then I can't really say much from a Jason Campbell fan. But I don't know. I think he's lost a bit of something, I think, recently with his covers. Like, his Joker covers were so good. The horror comic covers that he did were really, really good. That doesn't mean I don't dislike this. I think this is really nice. I probably will pick this one up if I can. But I love the way Ravage is done. I think he's excellent.
Mm-hmm. About you two, Andy? Pete?
I love it. I think it's great. I particularly like the colours of the purple in it. What's the name of the little Wolverine cat guy?
Ravage.
Ravage.
I like Ravage. Ravage is now my new favourite Transformer.
So I do really like this. I love the colour work. I'm loving the fact that Ravage, I'm sure Tom will agree, is more designed based on the toy rather than the comic version, the paws and everything. My only criticism, my only groan would be this feels like a bit of a missed trick, because I think that would have looked 10 times better if you had his chest cavity opening and Ravage jumping out in the same pose from the cassette area, you know, which is where he comes from in the comics, you know. That would have looked pretty cool, I think. But overall, I think this is a great book. I like the look of the cover.
No, I think it's good. So hopefully it all pulls through, and we have a different winner tonight. But the vote is live now over on YouTube in the chat as well. So we've got Transformers 9, Big Time Collectibles, John Jiang, Scarlet Witch, the 1 in 100 Jenny Frisson variant cover. We have Transformers 9 with the Cleft Palate Cat, and we have the Thundercats 5, 1 in 11 Ben Oliver. I'm not sure. I was speaking to the Poptimist a couple of months ago, and I think Ben Oliver is also the creator of Abominable Toys. So you know them toys, you might have seen it on the Poptimist's Instagram channel. Yeah, I think so, because he mentioned it to me. I don't know if they're the same Ben Oliver, and if anyone in the chat wants to highlight and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the Abominable Toys collection does have some tie back to Ben Oliver. I think he's one of the head designers or something for them, which is pretty interesting.
Wow.
So
head designer makes sense doing these head covers.
There we go. Oh no, that's Ben Sue. Yes, there we go. So it's Ben Sue. So I was I knew it was a Ben, but yeah, it's Ben Sue. There we go. Thank you very much. Totally wrong. Totally
that
wrong.
wasn't even close.
It weren't, was it? I don't know why did I think that. Yeah, I don't think I am.
Charlie had another stroke.
Moving on. So we are. My eyes. If Andy's cover wasn't enough for you, we've got a few more for you. Up first.
Oh, yeah, right. So, like we say, every week, art is subjective. Some people will love this kind of stuff and all the rest of it. And I think they're doing a series of these, because I noticed, was there a Doctor Strange one or something recently with the same kind of thing? I just think this looks shite. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's the nose or whatever. It's just the weird looking tiger written in the mouth or whatever. It just looks. It doesn't make me want to pick the book up and read it. If that makes sense.
To me, it looks like Figra.
Yeah.
It does actually. Yeah,
it does. You're right. I guess I applaud them for trying something different, but for me, this just doesn't look good.
Am I right in thinking this is a series? There's a few like this where they've got like stuff like Dracula's done it as well.
Oh bloody hell! Sorry.
Well,
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't get the point of it. Like, obviously, Blood Hunt it's a good comic. I haven't read the third issue yet, and I'm enjoying it as much as it's worth. But it's just unneeded. Like this for me is like this from when I first see this. If I hadn't seen Figure in it, I would have thought that was potentially like, I don't know, they'd gone Delalio on Lion-O. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know what? Chris Bell's just saying in the chat there that the word in the mouth is completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
I think he's right. I think I would, if you didn't have the ridiculous looking tiger written in the mouth, and you just had, as part of this series, close-ups of the fangs of your key characters, that might look pretty cool, you know? It's the writing just makes it look stupid to me.
It's like Ergh backwards. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry, John, go on.
No. I was just going to say, I don't think it looks like a trading card for me, not a comic cover.
I think the words are definitely unnecessary. I think it would be quite cool. Like, they're going for the whole fangs variant. So what if they'd done the mouth as like die cut, so that when you opened it up, it had like a monster behind it with the teeth and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. And obviously, loads of people would buy it just to see what the monster was behind it and stuff like that.
Yeah. They did a really cool one a few years ago. It was a Wolverine one, and it was just all yellow, and it had the X-Men logo on it, and it had like the Wolverine things, and you opened it up, and it was
that was sick.
But this is just I just don't see it, and it looks like it's a statue that's been really badly painted gold.
We're like gold. Yeah, it's...
Always believe in your soul. Yeah. Anyway, so this is don't like it. No, anyhow, he's back. What's this? He's back. Andy for Prime Minister. There we go. And Sonic has said, Virgin cover, no character name would have made it a lot better. Yes, I think it is. That looks like the sign for Piso Piga. Apparently so.
No idea.
Yeah.
Up next, Andy. What?
We're all high on life, guys. This is High on Life issue number 1 from Panton Comics. This is the Mikey Spano variant. This was the cover that really. No, if you think my cover pick for this week was the one that caught my eye, this caught both my eyes, and I still don't know what that character is, and more importantly, what he's squeezing in his right hand. But yeah, this was my pick for my eyes.
I just literally don't know what the fuck it is. Is it like a sock? I don't know. It's fucking horrendous, though. It's this.
I'm going to be honest, guys. When I first saw it, I saw a giant yellow penis.
Yes.
Holding what?
Yeah.
Holding a nipple.
Yeah.
It looks like. Do you know what that is? I reckon that's a naked mole rat. I actually think he's holding a naked mole rat.
I'm conjured up conversation, if anything. What did the chat think?
But also, you know, about Brandon, if you didn't tell me that book was called High on Life, I think I would have struggled to have read what the title of the book was.
Yeah, I think he was high on something when he fucking drew this. Definitely. What has Chris Bell said? He has said, okay, so hear me out. When I was 18, I dropped a few tabs and met this lad in a bush where we enjoyed my cartoon flame.
Okay,
and was this the evidence?
Is Chris in the wrong chat? Has he copied and pasted that from a previous conversation?
I literally have no idea. Are you meant to be on Ashley Madison, mate? Is that what you're meant to be on? Mathematical sign for pi, just let me know. Oh, okay. That's too intelligent for this show, mate. There's about 6 covers for this, all equally atrocious. Yes, they are. Looks like it was a good time for me, and I watched a vid that was surprisingly similar to that earlier. This for me is, I just don't get it. I can't work. Is it the palm of his hand? And I don't get it. I don't know. Mikey Spano, if we ever cross paths or you fall upon this channel, please let us know, because I'd like to know what you were smoking or what you was involved in when you kind of drew this.
He's going to go to Instagram now and ask him.
It's horrendous.
What is this?
Okay, so Sonics has said this is based on a game from the Rick and Morty creators. It's a gun in the hand and it's the voice of Morty. Okay, Okay, cool.
Still doesn't improve the cover.
No, it was an abstract comment. I take none of it. I'll take none of you like darling. Okay, fair enough. Right, so yes, this is absolutely disgusting. High on Life, High on something else. Mikey Spano, variant from Titan Comics. Rick and Morty, is it worth any? No, absolutely not. So, we have come to the week 23 review for the comics that were last week. 4 comics went up. These 2 were chosen. At first, it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Alpha issue number 1, and then we had Precious Metal issue number 1. One from Image Comics, one from IDW. Up first, we have TMNT Alpha, written by Jason Aaron and Tom Waltz, and the art is by Chris Burnham. There were 7 covers for this. We've chosen 4. We've got the main cover by Chris Burnham. We've got cover B, which was by Gavin Smith. We've got the 1 in 25 Rod Reese variant cover, and we have the Tiger Comics Tiago the Silver Virgin variant. Tom, Peter, you are TMNT aficionados. Who would like to take this away?
Tom.
Go
I'm
on,
still a
Tom.
bit perplexed by the fucking cover we just looked at. I'm trying to. My brain's not quite caught up yet, to be perfectly honest. Excuse me. Yeah, so we kind of decided to read TMNT Alpha 1. This is like a prelude comic to the up-and-coming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 1, which is going to be written by Jason Aaron. This is coming off the back of the most recent run of Transformers, of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where it all ended, and the Turtles went off their separate ways. So this kind of starts off where Donatello has been, kind of what's happened to him. The only problem with this comic is there's 2 books in this one book.
Yeah.
One written by Jason Aaron and then one written by Tom Waltz. Now, I will say, from my point of view, once you've read the first one, you could probably put the book down. But I think the first part of this, the first story, which covers Donatello where he's been, was a really strong story. You can see where Jason Aaron's going to go with this, about the Turtles being broken, they're separated, they don't really know why they've been separated. They kind of really coming off the back of what happened at the end of the TMT run. But what I'd say is the next part of it, what Tom Waltz wrote, didn't really give you much hope for what he's going to do next, because I think he's taking on the animals, where he's going to be taking on doing the comic books with old Hob and all the characters. The best thing about that was the few returning characters came back at the end of that issue, which was really cool because they've been throughout the whole TMT and you fell in love with them, sort of thing. But I'd say if this was a jumping on point for you, there's a lot of characters that they introduce that you may not have known. And you'd be like, what the fuck is that character? Who the fuck is that? I don't remember that character from the TMT universe. So if it's a jumping on point, I'd say probably leave Mutanimals alone. But if you're just going to go for the TMT, I would stick with it because the first part of this story was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I thought the whole beating down Donatello was great. And what's going on with the whole fact that mutants are now within the human race and they know all about them was quite well covered. But yeah, I thought it was a really good book. What did you guys think?
I got really, really confused. So obviously we've got the group chat and we send each other like the pages that we're picking and stuff. Tom, you sent yours, Andy sent yours, and I was like, where? I have not seen this. I have not seen this page. I don't know where this page is. So I'm flicking through and I'm like, there's another comic. So I only read the other comic today and I was like, what? I was like, but this ended. Like normally they kind of just transition into it. This was really enjoyable. I kind of like, this is like the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic I've read in ages, other than the crossover which they did with Street Fighter. But this is really enjoyable. I like the grittiness. I like Jason Aaron's like writing, so I enjoy it. I totally agree with you, Tom, where this is going. If this is like going to be the outline for the way he's taking it, it's going to be interesting. The second one, I didn't have a clue. I didn't enjoy it. I kind of thought old Hob was kind of, am I right in thinking that he was trying to be like Splinter, or I know he had a run-in with like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beforehand, and then he kind of joined forces with them and the Foot Clan and stuff, but I don't, as you said, you could have read this first arc, the 7 or 8 pages of it, and put it down. That would have been enough. That would have been done. I don't think anyone's going to remember the second story because I don't think it's going to tie into what Jason Aaron's got planned for the Turtles.
I think the only reason you would remember the second part of this story was because how badly written it was, and just all round not great. Especially like, just to put into context, old Hob, the way old Hob ended in the last series was he'd gone back to being a badass, and he was literally going to go in and just basically he was all against the human race, and then this kind of came out and happened.
I mean, you've got Mr. Crab from SpongeBob SquarePants. I mean, I was just waiting for Krabby Patties to be put on the burner, and everyone's eating them. Like, do you know what I mean? I didn't see the point in it, and then I got really confused because Andy and I was like, "Is this from Get Fury?" Because I was like, "We didn't read Get Fury," and my mum was all over the place, and I was like, "No, I didn't. We didn't need it. I enjoyed the first one. I'm looking forward to the Jason Aaron one. Did we need this? I don't think we did." That's my opinion for it, Pete. Andy,
I will defend Herman though. As a character in the actual TMT, he's amazing. The problem is he's not been utilized in this book very well. So if you're a new reader and coming in, totally agree with.
I like the fact there's a hermit crab. I like the fact there's a hermit crab and he's walking around with a tank on him. That's pretty ingenious. But I just don't. Yeah.
He was so well written in the TMT series where you kind of fell in love with him and Pigeon Pete, and they were amazing. But it just, they've not done very well with it this time around.
No.
Sorry, go on, Peter. Sorry, I've interrupted.
No. Okay, so exactly the same as you guys. I really enjoyed the first story. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I thought the concept of kind of, these guys coming to do almost like we'll pay our money and we'll get to take out some of our anger and our aggression on one of these freak animals. I thought that was quite dark but quite interesting. Yeah. So I did like that, and it did leave us wanting to read more of Jason Aaron's run. The next story, and I think this is where I come unstuck with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? It's giant turtles and Rocksteady and Bebop and all that kind of stuff.
Is it ridiculous?
But I've kind of stayed on the fringes of those characters. I know some of them, but I've not gone in too deep. I think I turned the first page and there was like 3 pages worth of character bios or something you had to read to understand what's going on. Yeah. And I messaged you guys straight away and said, am I really reading something which is entitled Herman the Hermit Crab? And I think he had a wheelie bin on his back or something at one point.
Originally,
what the holy shit is this? And it just didn't do anything for us, I have to say, sadly. I'm absolutely in agreement with you, Tom. I'll read the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book, but I'll not be rushing to pick up this book just because it's just not my cup of tea, as they say.
Yeah. I don't think the Mute Animals is going to go great, to be honest. Yeah. No offense to Tom Waltz.
No.
Andy?
I don't think I've ever read a decent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic. Yeah. I've maybe not just picked up the right books to read, but certainly as the Killer Comic Show goes, I can't remember a decent one. Until I read the sort of Ashcan, as it were, the first few pages of this. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really interesting premise. I thought it was well paced, and it just gave you everything that you needed. It gave you a little bit of action. It made you feel for the character, and more importantly, it left you wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of stopped, and you really did want more, because the second story was atrocious. It was I really had to push through to get to the end of this. I thought, so like I didn't know really any of the characters that it was introducing, because I don't know a huge amount about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So again, that I didn't have any affiliation with them, which made the writing even more hard to consume.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think the artwork was great. I sent you guys a few snapshots of the artwork. It just wasn't for me at all. And it wasn't a great. And this book was more expensive, I believe, as well. I don't think this was a cheap book.
No.
I'd have just been happy with a little Ashcan, maybe Free Comic Book Day, or those first few pages that we got. And that would have set us up nicely. And I'm looking forward to Jason Aaron's run kicking off. But then it's telling me that I'm going to need to jump back and forward to all the different books to understand what's going on. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But for me, first half was great. Not even the first half. First 3 pages was great. Second half, not
and that's what I think. That's what like Chris has said. I only read the TMNT bit. I enjoyed it, wanted more, and I think I think that could have been it. That, as you said, that could have been an Ashcan. It was only the 11 pages. That could have been it done, and that was fine. Fuzzy has said, I've always found the TMNT book, so I can do 5 or 6 issues, then I get bored and need a break, which isn't helpful with ongoing series. Do you know another comic run that I find with that is the Power Rangers? Like
Yeah, I'd agree with you on
Ryan
that.
Parrott was on it for years, and he absolutely
Isn't
smashed
Tom
it.
Waltz on there as well?
I think it might be. Looking at this art and stuff like that, I think it might be. And it's again, it was like read 5 or 6, 7 issues, and I'm kind of like I've lost track, and I'm just like it's boring. I can see it going with like this.
So I'm not a big Power Rangers fan. I didn't watch the original show and stuff like that, and I've not read the comics, but I've thoroughly enjoyed the little mini series that's been out recently. Power Rangers: The Return, I think it's been called.
Yeah, it's been good.
That was really good. I enjoyed that. I would read more of the same kind of storyline from that, I think.
Yeah, but I think
I'd
overall,
say-
I think the Jason Aaron run's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that, but I don't think we need any more of this. 100%.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I think for me, the biggest, I really enjoyed the Ashcan bit, like we've said, but I think the biggest disappointment for me is this book is sold as a good jumping on point for any person that wants to join the TMT universe. It really isn't. Because the first Ashcan definitely is, because you can be like, okay, cool, this is a turtle. He's, in kind of disarray. He doesn't know where he is. We're going to get a little bit of story of where he's come from, how he's got here, that sort of thing. And then the second bit is like, this is this character, that character, this character, that character, that character. You should know all of these characters. Well, that's not a jumping on point for me.
I think, you know what, I think that's a really good point, Tom, because I think this is being, like you say, sold as a fresh start for Turtles, and you'll get people like me and Andy who've never maybe read much Turtle thinking, oh, I'll give it a go. If you don't really click that second story is a separate book, if you think that's what this series is going forward, I would walk away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same.
So I'm not sure they've done a particularly good job of selling it in that way.
That's what
I don't
threw
think
me.
they've done
'Cause I was
justice,
like,
have they? Sorry.
no, that's what threw me. I didn't. It was kind of. Yeah, I didn't get it. I don't think it was needed, but
Do
hopefully.
we think
Jason
IDW are holding on far too tight to their kind of interests now, because they've only got Star Trek and TMNT left. They lost Transformers, lost G.I. Joe, lost the Hasbro contract. Do we think they're holding on far too tight to the point where they might just strangle the death out of it?
Yeah.
I really hope they don't.
And they'll definitely try and milk it, I would imagine, to get as much out of it as possible. This particular comic, I'm assuming this is just a one shot. But I just hope we don't get like Turtles beta and it goes through all the letters and stuff like that. But I give me Jason Aaron's book, give me the first sort of 2 or 3 issues of it, and I'll probably
See
make
what
my
it's
mind
like.
up.
Yeah, I do the same.
So
I
then,
really hope
go on.
they only focus on the original 4. Not that I don't like Jenica. I just think she should stay in the Mutanimals book, to be honest. And we should stick with our original 4, find out where the brothers are.
Yeah.
Did she end up going into the continuity of the normal TMNT?
Oh yeah, she becomes a huge part of the whole thing. But the problem I would say with the TMT universe is once they drop the mutant bomb and, spoiler alert, Splinter gets killed, it all kind of went downhill from there. It just became really politically correct as a book. They were hitting so many different things and were trying so hard to please so many different people. I just felt they lost their what was special about the TMNT in the original kind of instance. If you read the first 10 books of the IDW run, it's well worth reading. It's so good.
See, for me, it's what you just said there, Tom. It rings true of so many characters. If I think of Spider-Man, Venom, Batman, or whatever, when you've got a small cohort of characters, they're interesting. As soon as you start expanding the universe and making everybody the same, the original loses interest. So for me, I couldn't give a shit about, the majority of the characters in that book. I just wanted to read about the Turtles that I know and remember,
It's to sell toys, though, isn't it? That's
True.
That's it. But I think the best thing to come out of this was the Ashcan and then the Tiago de Silva Virgin cover, because that's pretty decent, with Casey Jones and April O'Neil in the background. So moving on from what we thought was an okay, ended up being shit comic, we now come to Precious Metal issue number 1, written by Darcy Van Polygeest, and the art is by Ian Bertram. 2 covers, only 2 covers this week. We've got main cover by Ian Bertram, we've got cover B, which is the 1 in 25 Tradmore variant cover. I'm going to come straight out and say I read 7 pages of this and didn't have an absolute fucking clue what was going on. I tried, believe me, I tried to read it, to get my head around it. I just couldn't. I found it a struggle, and as soon as I find it a struggle, and I'm flipping through pages to see how many pages are left for me to read it, I've lost interest. I literally, even the premise of it, I just didn't understand. Maybe it's like my small brain syndrome, but I just couldn't get my head around it, and I wanted to enjoy it, but I just couldn't. It was just like I'd literally licked a battery, and my mind was fucking tripping out. I didn't have a clue what was going on. It was like I was high on LSD. I was, what the fuck? Maybe if you guys can understand it a lot more and tell me what it's about, I can try and give it a read. But God help me, I fucking couldn't. That's me. I'm being brutally honest. Sorry, I couldn't, man. There's not a lot of comics I can say that about. There's nothing pressure about this for me. Sorry.
So Andy messaged me and said, make sure you need to give some time to this comic. And I think I messaged you back and said, oh, that means I'm not going to understand it, innit?
Yeah.
And you said, no, it'll be fine, and all the rest of it. You are absolutely wrong, Andy. This made no fucking sense at all. I read this like three or four times. I read the same page, trying to work out, have I missed something? Has something happened here that I'm just not aware of what's going on? This felt to me like it's not the same style of writing, but sometimes Jonathan Hickman's writing, I'll read a comic and then I'll think, I don't even know what the hell I've just read. I've read 30 odd pages and I don't know what's happened. This felt a bit like that to me. The artwork shit the bed. That not my cup of tea artwork at all, I have to say. Just weird, just really weird.
That's how I felt on that picture on the right hand side. Is how I felt after 7 pages.
Yeah. Sadly, it didn't do it for me at all. Which was
Did you read the
disappointing.
whole thing?
I did. I think I did. Yeah. I think my brain was hurting by the end of it. I did read the full thing. I kind of get the overall concept of this kid thing's a telepath or something, and it spoke to him or something in a dream. He's a bounty hunter, and now he's trying to keep it safe or something. Or something. Some kid blows up at some point.
It at essence is a Total Recall-esque.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And that's an amazing film. But for me to see this on comic form, I was like,
I mean, at one point, this is the kind of book that screws with your brain so much. At one point, the main character loses an eye. There's a bit of wood stuck in his eye. And I thought, and he can't remember his past or something. And I thought, oh, this is going to be like a time loop thing, and he's going to be the kid, because the kid's got a dodgy glimmer. That's what we'll call him in the north, dodgy glimmer.
Dodgy glimmer.
Dodgy glimmer. The kid's got a dodgy glimmer, so I thought he's going to be some kind of de-aged version of the guy in the... But no, because he hasn't got the pink, weird, tampon kind of floppy arm thing that's going on there. I don't know what that's all about. Religious stuff as well. It felt quite religious, and I'm not sure what was going on there. Can you tell I didn't particularly enjoy myself reading it?
Yeah.
Tom?
Well, I would say, as someone who normally really struggles with complex storylines and stuff, I was perplexed probably like 3 or 4 pages in. I was like, what the actual fuck is this? Like, what am I reading? This makes no sense. But, like Andy said, I gave it time. I got to the end of the book and I was like, actually, that's really cool. I quite like what they've done there. I like that it covers this kind of character who's got these mods, and he's like a bit down on his luck. He's a bounty hunter. Then he goes to try and save this kid or steal this kid or whatever. Then it all goes to shit, and this kid like talks to him in his brain, and he obviously doesn't know who he is or where he's from, and he's desperate to find out that. So he's trying to find this kid now to get that information that he needs. I just thought it was, do you know what? I thought it was really good, to be honest, and I definitely will read issue 2. I thought the pacing was really good, and I know you said you didn't like the artwork, but I thought the artwork really lent itself to the complexity of the story and like how gritty like it kind of is, and how it's like messing with your head in all sorts of things. Now, I would say I read a lot of Japanese manga. It's very similar to what they would produce in kind of like these kind of monster style characters. You know, religion is kind of a massive thing. I don't know if any of you guys have ever read Full Metal Alchemist. It's a little bit like that in a way, but I thought it was really good. I actually really enjoyed it, to be perfectly honest. So I do disagree with both of you. but I do see where you're coming from because there are lots of complexity levels to this. I'm just really, really glad that I got it. You guys didn't.
This panel on the right-hand side reminded me of the first Resident Evil movie.
Yeah.
You know, where they go into that room and then all the lights, the lasers come down, they cut them into squares. That's it for me.
That's it from me.
Andy?
Well, guys, I'm glad you all enjoyed the book. I'm glad I picked it. Let me start with the premise that this is kind of a like.
I've been so looking forward to this review. I just want to know.
Set before a book called Little Birds, or Little Birds, which was a fantastic read. But this book expects the reader to have read that story first, and I can get that if you haven't read that, then this book can feel quite overwhelming. Although, for me, I only read a couple issues of Little Birds, and I went into this not knowing what to expect, and I thought this was fantastic. I thought it was great, and that's why I reached out to Peter, because I knew Peter probably wouldn't enjoy the art, and probably having a really tough week at work would fly through this and would say it's a load of bullshit. But for me, it was far from that. So you've got the main character called Max Weaver, and his whole sort of job is to hunt mods, and these mods flee from slavery, and what he tries to do is sell them to the highest bidder. So he's one of those sort of characters that you don't want to instantly like because of his job. But this particular mod that he's picked up or that he's found has these incredible powers that we get a little bit of a glimpse of, but it doesn't really go into a huge amount of detail in the first issue. But we know that this particular mod is highly destructive. And it's with that sort of unpredictability of this mod that he decides that he's going to basically take it away, and he then loses it, and he's looking to find the mod again. And the whole reason for him to try and find this mod is because he believes that the mod is the key to unlocking his missing memories. And that's the whole bit where you see him looking back in time, and he gets a little bit of a glimpse when he loses his eye and all that good stuff. From an art perspective, I thought the art was absolutely spectacular. The amount of effort and time that would have needed to go into these. I would love to see the line work for some of this stuff. I thought it was really great. I think this was a really sort of powerful first issue. I thought it was all about sort of, trying to find missing memories and getting second chances. But is it Max who's looking for his second chance, or is it the mod that's looking for its second chance? I thought it was a really unique comic, and I really look forward to the next issue.
Richard said, "Oh, now you say all that, Andy." I'm going to read it.
I'm smiling there. I'm pleased you guys enjoyed it. I really am. But just go back a page, Charlie, if you don't mind, to the first art. Fuzzy messaged us. It's not that particular image, but Fuzzy messaged us because he struggled with the art as well. And he said it reminds him of, have you ever seen when Vic Reeves does artwork? The art style of the faces was very similar to that. And there was one of the images he showed, and it was really similar. But I will give you that the artwork, the colours, the kind of the madness of it, if that makes sense, is impressive. There's a lot of time and effort gone into it. It's just not my particular kind of style.
I don't know what turned me off this comic. I just don't know. I think I got into it 7 or 8 pack, and I was just like, I don't think this is for me. And I got really confused because it was like I should have known. And obviously now you say, Andy, you should have read Little Bird. I was like, I don't know if is it the same artist and the same writer for a Little Bird?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
I'd ask.
So what was it?
You read it?
Sorry, Tom. What? Yeah, exactly. Like, what put you off? Was it the artwork, or was it the 7 pages that you read?
I honestly don't know. I think I was just looking at it, and it was just batshit crazy, and I was like, "This is." I remember looking at it, thinking, "I ain't reading this. I can't. Like, I don't know what it is." I kind of like got the same feeling when I read Department of Truth. I was all over the place. Sounds perfectly clear to me. Stand on one leg, cover the opposite eye, clench your buttocks, tilt your head, recite the words to Adamant's goody two shoes in your mind, and it will all become clear. And that was what
Sounds about right.
And he went for his doctor's appointment for a cough, and that's what happened. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will give it another read. Maybe I won't. Maybe it's too far gone, and I've kind of succumbed to the fact that I'm not going to read it. But normally, when Andy says it's a good read, there's something in there that'll grab your interest. So maybe it is. I'll just sit there and kind of ignore everything, give it a read.
It's a mini series, isn't it? Is it 6 issues or something? Yeah.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
I'll personally
56 pages.
Yeah, wow. Personally, for me, I will not be rushing to pick up issue 2. But by the end of the 6th issue, if you guys come back and say, actually, you know what, it was a really good read as a complete story, I'd probably pick up the trade just to see if I can make more sense of it.
That's a fair shout.
Yeah.
I would say, though, if I'd have done what I normally do and read this after work, after a stressful day, on my way to bed, I probably wouldn't have got it. I was lucky enough to take my Kindle to work with me, so I was able to read it in my lunch break.
Yeah.
So I was out in the sunshine and I was kind of just having a good day. So I think it would definitely, if you read this and you weren't having a very good day and you weren't like, you're like, this is a waste of time, because you'd be like, I'll be honest, 5 pages in, I was thinking, what the fuck am I reading? If I was kind of feeling a little bit low or had no time, I'd have been like, yeah, fuck this, I can't be asked. And I'd have done the same as Charlie, looked at how many pages I'd got to read and gone, yeah, no, I can't. I'm not reading 52 pages. I think it depends on what mood you're in.
And it does become a struggle. Like if you're reading, I don't know about you, but if I'm reading a comic that I'm not really into, I will literally flick and say, fucking, I've got 16 pages to get through.
Yeah, that's what I do.
This definitely isn't a story that you can speed read through.
Yeah.
I think you need to sort of consume each page, understand what's happening and stuff like that.
And I think I was just in a bad mood of this second issue, the second part of Turtles. Do you know what I mean? I was like, that confused me, and I jumped straight into this. And it was like, I don't think I gave it enough time. But I'm willing to, Andy. If you say it's worth, I'll give it a read.
Hey, like the art that we look at, it's kind of a subjective, isn't it? There's stuff that I don't enjoy that you guys enjoy, but I thought this was great. I thought this was fantastic.
And what Chris has said, in fairness, most of the time when I'm reading a comic, I just want easy entertainment. Sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I'm like, right, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to look at every single page. I'm going to look at all the narrative and try and put something together. Maybe that's one of these, and maybe I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. So, but hey-ho, we might go back to it, or I might just pick it up as a trade. Leon Russell, before we move on. Pete, I have a feeling you'll be able to buy that trade very cheaply on the aftermarket a year from now, although you may have to glue the two halves back together. Indeed. So...
Was it really that bad? Did the people who hate it in the chat actually read it? It's mad.
If any of you did read it, let us know. Killer Indie Picks, June 19th. These are the killer picks we have picked up for, or we're looking to pick up to influence you to buy next week. Up first, I just experienced that with that last comic.
Oh god, I don't know if I should pick this. I don't know. Anyway, I went for Misery issue number 1. This is a premiere of a mini-series by Todd McFarlane, and the artwork is by Simone Kudransky. And this is all about the daughter of Al Simmons, Wanda Fitzgerald.
Oh right.
Oh wow.
So it's all about her daughter, and it's about the abilities that she's gained.
Okay. What's her name?
And Cyan.
That's it, Cyan, yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to this. Todd's doing the writing on this one, which gives me a little bit of hope, and obviously with Simone's or Simon, how you want to pronounce it, and his artwork, I can't wait for this. I'm really looking forward to it, so I'll definitely be giving this a read.
Yeah, that does look interesting. Misery number 1, Todd McFarlane, Simon Kudransky from Image. Then we've got Thomas.
Yeah, so I've gone for Destro, written by Dan Waters and art by Ergh Benzan. But I've gone for this because I'm really enjoying the Energon universe, and I'm kind of getting on all of them, to be honest, just to try them out, see how they go. I thought Scarlet was quite a good read, actually. So I'm looking forward to reading Destro. It's a fun. They're not going to win any awards, and they're not like groundbreaking, but they're good fun reads if you're into G.I. Joe and stuff like that. So I am looking forward to reading Destro.
I think this is obviously adding on to the Energon universe and stuff. I'm liking how this universe is tying in and stuff. And as I mentioned last week, if you haven't seen the new Transformers film yet, just watch it for the ending alone. Is pretty awesome, isn't it, Pete? Pete, you've seen it, haven't you? Yeah. The ending alone is enjoyed. I enjoyed Scarlet. I'll give this a bash. Yeah, Scarlet was wicked. I really,
Yeah, Scarlet
really
was
enjoyed
good.
Scarlet. Yeah.
I've not read it yet. I'm behind on that. I need to get that.
I think
one
you'd like Scarlet, mate.
Yeah, I've like you, Tom. I've liked them all so far, so I'm enjoying this. I'm definitely picking up Destro. So yeah, looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
definitely. Is this one for you, Andy?
100%. Yeah, I'll definitely give the issue one a go, and I've got Scarlet ready to read. So
Ooh,
I think you
right.
like Scarlet as well, mate.
Yeah, Scarlet was good.
easy entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Zero?
Easy read when you're not feeling great.
This is Dark Horse Comics. This is Butcher's Boy number 2. Have you read the first issue of this yet?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
mate,
this
sorry.
this has got a really interesting premise. It's basically kind of 100 years ago there was a serial killer in a town who cut people up and stuff like that, and it was kind of sold as this group of kids go on a road trip, end up in this old village where this thing lived in the past, and it's whether the creature or the person or whatever it is still hunting them down. I read the first issue. I have to say, again, for me, the art didn't blow us away. In fact, it detracted from the story for us. But the story was pretty interesting. It did hook us in. They get stranded in the town, and there's all this kind of stuff of people moving behind the buildings, and you can't see what it is that's following them and stuff. And it did the kind of the teen, well, I'm saying teen, the young adult kind of dialogue and discussions between them about who's with who and all that kind of stuff. That felt quite good. It almost to me felt like I was reading a little bit more mature version of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer tale. That they'd kind of gone for a bit of a journey kind of thing together. Only thing for us was, like I say, I didn't like the art at all. But wanting to give it another go. I'll definitely read issue 2 and see what I think.
Issue number 1 for me, as I said when you showed it, it struck me as the way that it was written and the way that the cover was. I thought it was something from the Something Is Killing the Children run. And sadly, when you open up the book, it wasn't a great comic. Dark Horse Comics, they've definitely put out better stuff. Am I going to read number 2? I think it will just be, I'll just pick it up and read it if I get the chance. I'm not going to go out my way to try and read it. I don't know. Maybe. So we've got that. Then I've gone for Uncanny Valley, issue number 3. So really enjoyed issue number 1. Enjoyed issue number 2. I just really like the way that it's tying back to like the Looney Tunes and the Animaniacs and like everything like that. Have you read issue number 2, anyone?
Yeah, I have.
Did you not like it?
Just one.
Do you know what? It comes back to what Andy was saying before, and Tom, was saying before about the mood you're in when you read a book. I can't help but compare this to Something Epic because it's a similar kind of theme,
Yeah,
True.
Loved issue 1. Issue 2, spoilers, there's a scene where kind of they're at a ravine, and it just felt silly to me. And I know it's a comic, and I know it's Looney Tunes, and it's meant to be, and all that kind of stuff, but it kind of pushed us a bit too far out of me. Oh, come on, this is a bit daft kind of way, But that might have just been because I was having a shitty day at work or whatever. So I'm definitely reading on. I'll continue to push through it and see if the feeling comes back in terms of enjoying it as much. But like I say, I can't help not compare this to Something Epic, and Something Epic for me is the far superior.
It's
book.
interesting what Chris is saying. Never read any Something Epic, which may be helping. I think you're at a good position, Chris, because you're reading this, and then you can go from reading this to thinking, right, let's see what Something Epic is about, and you'll understand what we're saying. There's parallels there. I mean, even the main character on the front is very much. It looks like it was taken from Something Epic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously it's tying into like Looney Tunes and Wile E. Coyote and stuff like that. I'm enjoying it as it's an easy read. And it says for issue number 3, it says Oliver finds himself someplace outside our world, a 2-dimensional place where his mum is desperate to get him back from, but it seems impossible. As Oliver runs into very real danger in the cartoon realm, someone from his family's past and other allies may be just the help he needs. They are. I just get Cool World vibes all the time from reading this. I think Cool World is a wicked film. Kim Basinger and Gabrielle Bryan, and also Brad Pitt. So if you get to watch that, pick it up. And if anyone knows you're selling issue number 1, let me know. So this is Uncanny Valley.
Fleeks. Is that who done Feral?
That's who done Feral. That's who done Stray Dogs. Yeah.
How's Feral holding up?
I wouldn't know. Dropped off.
So
Just like you said it would.
Yeah, I think I said this to you the other day, Andy. I bow to your superior wisdom. It's boring the hell out of me now. Something needs to happen. Every issue is basically the cats run up a tree. It's If it's for an ongoing story, you kind of think, you're pulling this out. You know, had it been a 6-issue series, I bet they would have made it much more entertaining and action packed. Whereas it just feels the same stuff issue after issue.
Yeah.
Might change, but I'm not invested enough to do a long term story.
So, moving on, we've got The Displaced, issue number 5. Last issue, desperation leads to the death as those remain turn to more and more reckless activities to survive and their numbers dwindle to almost none. Will the final forgotten find something and some way to escape their fate, or will the inevitable sickness and disappearance overtake them? Andy, you was all for this when it started. Are you still reading this?
I'm such a bad comic reader. I've only read issue 1 and 2, so I think I'm actually just going to get to the point where
Pick up the
trade paperback and read all in the ones. That's what I've done with Something Epic, and I found it worked really well for me.
Peter and Tom, have you been reading this?
I missed this one, but I'm going to do the same. Yeah, I'm going to do the same as Andy. I'll read it as trade.
Yeah,
Definitely not something I've picked up.
I'm at issue number 3. I'm liking Ed Brisson's writing. I'm liking that. I just don't. I don't know if it's. I think it might have, excuse the pun, but I think this might have been displaced. I can't see myself picking this up. I might have to pick it back up in trade. There we go. Black Demon Tales Descent. This was a few months ago. I think we featured this, and this is basically 10 years after nearly dying in her attempt to destroy the Black Demon. Dr. Bella Gonzalez is ready to try again with a state-of-the-art submersive, an improved chemical weapon, and the guidance of an ageless Herald Mateo. She sets out to the lair of the vengeful Megalodon, a cavern deep beneath the surface of the Pacific. Which will she successfully this time, or will the avatar of the Divine Wrath teach her a lesson she'll never forget? I messaged you the other day, Pete, and said, "Have you watched the film Under Paris?"
Yeah, not seen it.
Have you? Right, so it's.
Charlotte showed me the trailers of it. It looks actually epic.
You know what? It's not too bad. It is basically shit going on under Paris. It's a shark film. It's got some good jump scares in it. The premise is sharks in Paris. That's it. That's basically it. That's it.
You should be a movie reviewer.
Yes.
It's just sharks under Paris.
But from that, I'm engaged. So I've watched Jaws again. I've watched Jaws 2, and then I've watched. I was reading the what was that? Sea of Sorrows. I read Sea of Sorrows again. There was one that DC from Hill House Comics brought out. It was Plunge. So I've kind of read that again, and I'm looking to read this because obviously they've taken this from the Jaws movie poster. It's loosely based on that. It looks quite interesting. Will any of you pick this up? Scout Comics do some good stuff now and again.
I'll give it a go.
I might be tempted.
Yeah.
Andy?
I'll wait till you've read it, Charlie.
Okay. It's to do with sharks. Big sharks. That's it. Enough said.
Big sharks. Big sharks, little sharks.
There we go. Purple box. Right.
Inside Paris.
There
Big
we
sharks,
go.
little sharks,
Outside Paris. Then we've got the North Valley Grimoire. Right, so this is from What Not Publishing. This is Spycraft meets Spellcraft in North Valley, a slick James Bond-style adventure fused with the supernatural suspense of the magicians. In his thrilling debut, a CIA Black Ops division clandestine hunts and eliminates the most dangerous threat in history, magic. On a routine assignment, Agent Malik discovers a grimoire more powerful than a nuclear weapon, but when the agency wants to recover the spellbook instead of destroy it, he begins to question their endgame. It's got some good covers. One of the covers is done by, they're all movie covers, and one of them is done by Sean Murphy, and it looks very, very much like, what was that comic that we read with the James Bond style-esque killer? That
King
was
of Spies.
King of Spies.
Yeah.
It's much, looks very, very much like that.
Love
Am I
that
going to
one.
give it a go? I probably will, but I'm like, some of the covers I've seen are quite good. I would like to give this.
What Not Publishing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's Grim War.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is the sort of thing where it really fucks about with dyslexia, because You're right. It is great. Like it's spelled
Unreal.
exactly how Charlie said it, but it's exactly how you just said it, Andy. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
What's the story? Grim Memory.
Yeah, there you go. Grimoire. What's the story in Gillick? Grimoire. There we go. So that's written by Blake Northcott, and the art is by Giuseppe Cafaro. I quite like it. Spells CIA, cigarette smoking, and hot chicks. Sounds like a great weekend in Southeast London. So
Sounds like a normal weekend.
that's it. That's all we got for the Killer Indies. Up next, we've got Killer Trades and hardcovers. This is not for June 12th, it's for June 19th, which is next week. Up first, Bish Bash Bosh.
Nice.
Get it.
One of the best Punisher runs, in my humble
100%.
opinion. This is
100%.
Punisher
The
Max.
best. I think it's the best.
This is Volume 1 hardcover. This is Garth Ennis on writing, Leandro Fernandez on artwork. This is 864 pages. It collects Bond issue 1 to 4 and Punisher's issue 1 to 30 from 2004. And this bad boy is probably going to set you back at least £100, I would imagine. I know its retails for like $100, but as soon as this sells out, everybody will be going for this.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the it's like it's a special cover. This one, their special dust jacket, so it's not a normal one. So this will be a little bit more sought after. But if you haven't read this one, this is a perfect opportunity to do so. Spectacular.
Yeah, this is great. Garth Ennis, yeah, he's doing Get Fury as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Garth Ennis is an incredible writer and such a really nice guy as well. Like actually, like sound bloke.
Okay. Cool.
He
so
might be a nice con actually. He goes to nice con.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
yeah, he is.
He is 100%.
Thomas.
Yeah, so I've gone for, as we're speaking about the Energon universe, I've decided to go for Volume 1 of Cobra Commander, Determine the Rule of the World, written by Joshua Williamson. And I think this is one of those books where a lot of people didn't enjoy issue 1, but stick with it because Cobra Commander actually turns into quite a really good book, in all fairness. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing where how it ends is amazing, to be fair. So yeah.
I thought it was good. Like issue number 1 and 2 was all right, and then issue number 3 and 4 and 5 kind of picked up. I'm really enjoying this. I would say like this, Transformers are 2 of the strongest, but then Void Rivals has really picked up. Void Rivals is really interesting. So good. It's wicked. So I just think the whole thing, and they're all going to look good as trade paperbacks because they've got the EW on the side of the on the spine. It looks really good. So yeah, I'm definitely picking up this one.
I'm really hoping they do like a Energon universe compendium, like the IDW did with all the Transformer books, so you can read them in situ, in the timeline they're meant to be in, which would be pretty cool.
I still think it'd be great to see if maybe it's massively wrong, but you kind of read Transformers 1 and it says, like it says at the bottom of the comic, like appeared in, like read blah, blah, blah. If you go over to the other, so you're reading like 2 or 3 trade paperbacks at the same time.
That would be cool.
To be fair, if I couldn't get that precious metal, what I've just suggested isn't going to happen. So,
But they do. I'm pretty sure they do that in this. Is it Spider-Man? Spider-Man's one of those notorious books where it says in a little corner, it'll be like, previously, if you look back, or like a star in one, it's sort of like, oh, Jamie Jameson, he took his underwear off, then it like a little star next to it, and then at the bottom it'll be like, please read issue 100 and something.
Yeah.
See this.
Yeah. But yeah, Cobra Commander, definitely looking forward to picking that one up.
Yeah.
I've gone for Stuff of Nightmare. So this is obviously R.L. Stein. Us of old would remember coming home from school, putting on Goosebumps and sitting there and watching it. Absolutely awesomeness. The premise of this is about 3 paragraphs. It's basically just, if you dare, get into the sinister spirit of the season and join the Nightmare Keeper for 2 fresh forays into the Stuff of Nightmares universe. It basically collects Stuff of Nightmares, Red Murder, Stuff of Nightmares, and Slay Ride as well. I think this looks wicked. I really do. I think, it doesn't say how many pages, but it looks like it's going to be a big old book.
That's exactly what I was going to ask, Charlie, because I think that would determine if I was going to dive into this.
Yeah. Oh, no, hold on. 100. It is a trade paper, 128 pages. 128 pages.
Nice,
so
decent.
Yeah, I think that's going to be good. And I do like R.L. Stein. I remember reading the Goosebump books and just really enjoying them. So I think this is going to be, and Andy Gorham as well, like doing the art. It's going to be pretty good. Like Pierce Back as well. He's done some stuff which is, if it's anything like that cover, I'm looking forward to reading it. So that should be pretty good. Then we've got the Midnight Show. This is
Yeah. So this is the one that totally missed me by. This is by Cullen Bunn. I haven't got the synopsis in front of us, but I'm pretty sure from memory it was something along the lines of it's a kind of a theatre or a town where all the kind of the classic horror characters come back to life, hunting people down. Cullen Bunn, I think, is a great writer. I love some of his work.
Very good writer.
Yeah, so like I say, totally missed this one. It's a complete story, so I thought, I'll pick this up in trade paperback and see what it's all about.
Coolio.
It's taken a long time for this to come out because this was October 23 that 4-issue run was out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's been up for a while. Yeah.
All right. Then we have final order cut off top 3. Still haven't changed it. It's top 4 now, so I do apologise. I know I've been speaking.
Top 3, I forgot.
I know. It's top 3. Yeah, I've been speaking to James tonight. He's kind of just bound and boarding. He's just getting over his wedding. And then he's just getting over a stag do that he's barely made it back from. So he's got us on in the background. So James, if you're hearing this, I hope you feel much better, mate. But it was all self-indulged, so there's no sympathy here. None at all. Final order cut off. FOC. Date retailers must submit their orders before publishers set their print runs. They all have different ones, but James does it on a Sunday. It has to be in before 9 o'clock every Sunday, or your order will not go through, and you will be left chomping at the bit and having to shop on Evil Bay for the comics that you could have picked up for silly money. And if you head over to the Facebook group and you're lucky enough to be a member of that, James has put out another fantastic offer. I assume he's hungover and he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he's put an amazing offer on there, and it's one for all of us to get our teeth into, because yet again he's gone above and beyond to make sure that he's giving the best service available to everyone that shops at Club Crusaders or anyone who wants to join. So head over there, have a look at that, and you will understand what I'm talking about. So without further ado, up first I have gone for X-Force issue number 1, pure cover by massive David Nakayama fan. This is a foil variant for X-Force issue number 1. Loving this, loving the bunnies and the animals on the front. This is just pure Dead Men. This is just pure Deadpool vibes. Absolutely loving it. David Nakayama, what more could you want from a first issue? And I'm actually looking forward. I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but I'm actually looking forward to reading an X-Force comic. Anyone else?
I love the original X-Force. I thought it was fantastic. This cover actually did jump out at me because it's a David Nakayama, and I'm really interested to see how good the foil is on this.
It's a fun looking book.
Yeah,
I think it'd be great. I just love the fact that the bunny at the bottom has got the Deadpool mask on. I just love crazy little shit like that, and the burritos and everything flying around. It's just batshit crazy like Deadpool is. Do you know what I mean? So I've gone for that one, week 31, which is July 31st. It seems a while away, but it's really, really not. And Pete, you cheeky little bugger.
For all the same reasons, I'm a big fan of the original X-Force. Nice. Bigger fan of the I can't remember who wrote it, but the X-Force run where they've got Archangel and they're going to find Apocalypse and Apocalypse's kids and things like that. That's an amazing run.
Oh, that's a great run, yeah.
Yeah, just superb. So I'm excited by this. I'm excited to pick this up. And this for me is a pick for a read, not necessarily a cover buy. I just want to know what the story's about. Some new characters introduced in this one as well. So you've got a couple of new X characters, so that normally makes it a little bit of a hot book potentially. So yeah, worth picking this one up.
DVH, I've got to cut back on my Slab Crusaders orders. I've got 61 books coming in the post. Wow. But when you do that and you get James to hold them for you, and you think I'm going to treat myself this week, and then you pay, and then they all arrive at once, and you're frantically hiding them because your wife's searching.
I've got a short box and 2 slabs waiting for me. So
shit.
There we go. And it's been 74 minutes before we got the F word.
No, I'm sure we said Frozen at the start of the show, didn't we?
Yeah, I was going to say we said Frozen a couple of times.
Frozen, fuck Frozen foil. There we go. I think that's the 3 of them. There you go. You can have that one for free. Up next, another R.L. Stein. Go on, Andy.
Not X-Force, not X-Force. So I went for the Graveyard Club issue number 1 by Boom Studios. This is a Miguel Mercado cover, and it's R.L. Stein doing the writing and Carola Borelli doing the artwork and the interiors. Bit of a long-winded synopsis, but so just bear with me, guys. So Gravesend is a sleepy As a sleepy town as they come, especially being surrounded by cemeteries, and the local kids could think of nowhere else, they'd rather wreak harmless havoc. But they are surrounded by graveyards, comes with the persuasive reminder that there are more dead than there are living. The town is an endlessly eerie place with no shortage of strange and dangerous happenings. And when high schooler Parker West pulls what seems to like a harmless prank, he may be putting his friends in more danger than he can imagine. So it says it's for fans of Lock and Key and chilling adventures of Sabrina.
Do you know what? I
Good.
just like R.L. Stein, and I'm glad that he's coming back, because not only has he got one book out, he's got two books out. And normally, when publishers and writers do that, it's because they've got something good up their sleeve. I mean, look what Jeff Johns has been doing with like Geiger and stuff like that. He's had 3 books out at the same time, and each one of them's been great. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading a bit of R.L. Stein, and that cover just looks awesome. Do you know what that cover reminds me of, Pete? What was that with the hand? That film with the hand, where they was with the seance, and they had
Talk to Me.
Yeah, Talk to Me.
Talk to Me?
That I'm just getting them vibes from that. If anyone hasn't seen that film yet, please go and watch it. It is awesome.
Incredible.
One of the best horrors that have come out in recent times. But yeah, the Graveyard Club just screams, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And Goosebumps. So yeah, very, very much looking forward to that. And as always, if you scan these barcodes, these QR codes, it'll take you directly to that, and you can shop until your heart's content. But make sure you do head over to the Facebook page and shop and have a look at James's latest post, because there's goodies galore there. Now, moving on to the sneak peek for next week. These are the 4 comics we've chosen from this week's New Comic Book Day. We'll go up on the community tab and you can place your votes. Please don't make the same mistake as you did this week with the 2 comics that you chose. We have to go by the votes, so please do not just do it for your viewing pleasure. Tom?
So I've gone for Transformers issue 9 just to make Andy really happy, basically. That's why I picked it.
Okay. Peter, what have you gone for?
I haven't got a clue. Monolith. Now, I think I picked this. This is issue 2, isn't it? I'm sure I picked this because good old Fuzzy in the chat, I'm sure it was Fuzzy, someone were told us that this issue 1 was really, really cool. In that it was a good read. And it was, do you know what? I felt like picking something that I've not read, something a bit different instead of the usual stuff. So I went for this just to see what it's all about.
I think Andy recommended issue 1. Did
Was
you
it
say
Andy?
You read issue 1, Andy?
Bond Universe, yeah.
Was it worth reading? Because I haven't read it yet. I've got it on my to read. Is it worth reading? Okay.
100%. Yeah, definitely worth it.
I'll read it.
And the good thing is you don't really need to have a huge knowledge of Spawn and all the characters and stuff like that. It's kind of a standalone nice book. I went for Crocodile Black issue number 2 for no other reason than I haven't read issue number 1, and it'll give me an excuse to read 1 and 2.
Nice, like it.
Perfect. I've gone for the Deviant issue number 6, the Terry Silas variant, where he's there just smoking. I read issue number 5, thought it was pretty good. It seems to be getting back to it now. Is number 6 going to be great? I think there's 8 issues, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it 8 issues in total? So hopefully this one we kind of get to understand a lot more of it. But yeah, issue number 5 was pretty sadistic. So I've gone for that. So they are the 4 comics that will be going live on the community tab around 10:30.
Nice.
So, end of the show. The Killer Covers scoreboard. This week, we shall now stop the vote. Let's have a look. So, there we go. Let's just wait for the vote to load. Where's that gone? Right. So, in last place is me with 11%. In third place is Peter with 21%. In second place is Andy with 30%. And in first place is Tom with 35% of the votes. I do have to say, though, that the poll was complete with 142 votes.
Andy, you must have set your bots incorrectly. There's no way I should have won that.
Maybe I feel sorry for it.
Yeah, thanks, mate. However, I will say, if that's another Transformer comic on the board, Transformers are winning, which is quite cool.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, but yeah. So that's congratulations, Tom. Well done for that one.
Well
so
done.
that's
I don't think it's deserved, to be honest, though.
Well, you just take them when you can. Take them when you can.
Yeah.
Bit of housekeeping now. Bit of housekeeping. You can find me over on Instagram. Nothing's changed since 2022. So if you want to find something over there, head over. We've got YouTube royalty. Again, we've got the Tesco's Club card. We've got we've got the Amazon gift card. We've got everything. You're seeing this man's face more and more often now. And are we getting sick of it? Hell no.
That's
Man like
the
Triple
right
G. What you got planned for us this week, Pete?
So tomorrow night over on One Good Scare, 9 o'clock, we've got our live show where we're talking all things horror. Saturday night, hopefully, because he's not confirmed. He confirmed last week, but he hasn't confirmed today, is Swaggle House Comics. I'm interviewing him on Saturday night.
Cool.
So that should be fun. Yeah, that should be good fun. And then my usual videos and stuff going out.
Ooh, yeah. Andy?
Instagram.com, perpetual.comics. Trying to post as much as I can these days. A lot of it's just the stuff that I've been picking up. But I do have a few ideas of some stuff that I'd like to get back into that I used to do back in the day. Back to the basics. But
Way back when. And then Thomas, what have we got?
So you can find me on Instagram under Not Quite Mint, where I'm actually planning, same as Andy, just kind of get a bit more stuck in. I'm going to try and pop up my collection. So I'm moving house, so I want to show my stuff, basically, because it'd be nice to show it off rather than have it in boxes. And then I'm also over on Tom Malin PT. If anyone wants any tips or tricks for the gym or just healthy living or anything, please don't hesitate to just contact me. I'm not that active on it at the moment because I'm currently got a 35 cohort of clients, so I'm a little bit busy. But if you want anything specifically, or you want to ask any questions, or have anything that you are worried about health or fitness wise, please, my DMs are massively open to you. Please, call for help or drop me a message.
Great stuff. And then you can find the Killer Comic Show over on Instagram, and we haven't been that regular on Twitter. Andy was the one that used to push the buttons for us on Twitter, so we do need to get back into that, but we still got a really appealing and visually impressive Instagram account, so make sure you head over there and engage with us on that. And that's the end of the show, but it isn't yet, because we've got our pickups. So who would like to go first? Go on, Peter.
What? I'm not gonna bore you with everything I've got. I had a really fun.
That's my
weekend.
job, Peter.
That's Andy's job. Yeah.
That's my job.
Yeah. I had a really fun
That's
weekend last week where I ended up going away from where I normally live for about 3 hours at a bit of a road trip and found a couple of good comic shops. So I'll show you some of the stuff I got there. But before I show you that, I'm going to get soppy. We'll talk about community. We'll talk about community a lot. It absolutely is there if you find the right people, is what I would say. We showed a book on the show last week that I said, I've always wanted one of them, and Tom immediately sent us it. So Tom, I cannot thank you enough for this, mate. This made my day opening this little beauty. It means a lot. So thank you so much for sending us that little act of kindness.
You're welcome, mate. I'm sorry it's not in the best of conditions, but I thought you might want to read it, to be honest.
Absolutely. No, it's sexy beyond belief. So I love it. Absolutely love it. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Some of you guys might have also picked these up, but I'll just quickly show them off. I got my digital pack. I don't know if you guys have got yours yet. From Rich. So bought that collection, got the foil covers and things like that, got a whole different array of them. They are lovely looking books as well. Great series, digital, by Rich, so please do go check that one out. What you guys might not know about me is I have no impulse control.
Really?
And
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
And I get intensely jealous if people have things that I haven't got. So someone showed something last week and I immediately had to go to eBay and buy it. The full set of comic creators. Look at them bad boys. We've got all the paedophiles, all the tashed ones, all the weird looking people. Honestly, it's like a who's who of who's in prison at the moment.
Todd McFarlane?
Got the Todd McFarlane one in there. Now, interestingly, sorry Andy, you might be able to answer this. This is being framed as famous comic book creators.
Yeah.
No Stan Lee card as part of the pack.
No Stan Lee, yeah.
No Stan Lee. I find that weird.
What about Jack Kirby?
So-
Kane,
Jack
though.
Kirby in it?
Kirby's in there.
So that there's So there's an extension pack that you can get, believe it or not, which is an additional 32 cards. But do you know the funny thing is, I was actually looking up like the last sales for those sets, and I'd seen one had sold, I think, on the night that I had showed it, and I went, I guarantee he's bought that. You should get bored. Do you know how many sets were in that box? There was 3 full sets.
I don't know why the shit I bought it. It's cack. But, you know, I thought I have to have it. I have to have it.
I love the fact that you've got it in your school folder as well.
No, it came like that. It came like that.
Oh, right.
They said it like that. The last thing that I got from this comic hunt was I've never seen these before. You guys probably have. But I've picked up 4 of them. So these were books that were reduced from 25 quid, I want to say, down to £15 a pop. And there are these DC poster books.
Oh, yeah,
Have you seen these? Yeah.
Love
So
Jay Lee.
Yeah, I picked up the J. Lee one, the Art Gem.
Where are they? Where are they from?
This was just like a weird little comic shop I found.
Oh, wicked.
I have that.
Yeah.
That's quite a hard one to get. That's amazing.
Nice.
That one.
15
Nice
quid.
one. Yeah, and then this one.
Yep.
Bit of
Oh, very nice.
The artwork inside
Nice,
is absolutely...
That is probably one of my favourite covers that she's
Have
ever
they got
done.
the rip out? Are they the covers you can rip out?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So you just you if you want to, you detach them.
Yeah.
And
So
they've got the full-
those
the full
see
cover.
those
Yes,
two
the
there.
one, yeah.
Those
that
are
them?
there.
Yeah. So this has set us off on a little bit of a rabbit.
Of course it has.
Because I've had a look online. You can get loads of different versions of these.
Yeah.
So there's some great looking ones. So I'm probably going to collect the rest of them.
You know
if I
what?
can.
Forbidden
I'm looking at
Planet.
the.
Forbidden
Go on,
Planet
Charlie,
do
sorry.
Forbidden Planet do loads of their flash sales, and like honestly, there's been ones that have been like for like 7 or 8 quid.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're wicked. Andy, what did you say, mate? Sorry.
I was going to say Brian Boland has one out that I've got my eye
Yes.
on. But I've got it on my Amazon, just waiting for it to go to that price where it's too good.
There's I noticed a deceased one as well, and I thought I love the deceased
lovely.
colours.
Yeah.
I've only
That's,
just seen this comment.
Martina,
Frames would
isn't
say maybe it was Stan that framed them.
Very true. So yeah, I've got more. So I guess the only other thing I'll show you, these are pretty cool. I saw these. These are magnetic comic holders. Don't know if you've seen these before.
I've got 2 or 3 of them, and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah, they're
awesome.
cool.
They're wicked. Really.
So
wicked.
again, the guy was really canny in this. I mean, it was a weird little comic shop. I'm going to do a video about it. But basically, he was living the dream. He was a little old guy.
Oh, is this the guy that he was telling me about?
Yeah, he opens his shop Thursdays and Fridays. That's it. No, sorry, Fridays and Saturdays. It's in the middle of an industrial estate. You cannot tell it's a shop from the outside. It was just amazing. But he did us a deal on these and gave us them for 12 quid a pop.
That's good.
So I picked up a fair few of them.
Not bad, yeah.
They're very
wicked.
cool. Yeah.
They're good. They are. They're really good. Like
So that's my
between
rack.
a top loader and a CGC
Yeah.
slab. I will go next. I have only got 2 things to show off. Now this I'm going to go back a bit. This is going back to when Not Quite Mint was still going, and I think Not Quite Mint was still going, and I had my eye on his comics, and then Tom did he put something on a Google Drive and highlighted his comics, and I still said I highlighted them, and then so to get this in a post along with
Nice.
along
Nice,
with that was pretty awesome. So yeah, Tom, I've got to say a massive thanks to that. I really wasn't expecting it.
No,
These
you're
are
welcome, mate.
probably like I'm not a massive Spider-Man fan, but these covers have always stood out for me, and I've never got round to getting them. And they're just awesome. I absolutely love them. So
I know you said you wanted them ages ago.
and they're in pristine condition. So massive thanks to that. Thank you for that
you're welcome.
very, very much, mate. So thank you very much. But yes, that's it. That's all I've got for that. So thanks, mate. Much love. Andy or Tom, who's next?
Oh, so I got some awesome things in the post this week. I got I was going to say first 3 issues, the only issues of Transformers the movie, the original.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
So I'm
Nice.
absolutely loving picking up these old school Marvel Transformer
Yeah.
books because I'm only buying up really crap versions of them, like ones with tears in the covers and all sorts. But it's just so I can read them.
Yeah.
I just think and also like if I ever have kids, can get them to read them. I just think they're really
the
classic.
Sharkticons as well. They're wicked.
Yeah.
I'm not wanting to jump in and steal your thunder, Tom. Choose the first
Fine.
issue again. Is that the same one as that?
Yeah.
So the comic shop I went to, like I say, I picked that one up. See, we could be twins, Tom. We could be twins.
Nice one. That's
I
the
think
IDW one.
Yeah, yours is the original, isn't it? Yeah.
Mine's the original.
Very nice.
We could be twins.
gonna-
Yeah, I just need to.
He's gonna be on eBay getting that, 5 minutes time.
And then obviously issue 3, which is the first appearance of Unicron in a Marvel comic.
Yeah. Sexy.
This one's a little bit more expensive than the other two.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's me.
Love that. Andy.
Tom, keep an eye out for your postie either tomorrow.
My postie?
or
Okay.
in Saturday.
On Saturday.
That's all I'm
Okay,
gonna say.
we'll do,
That's all I'm
mate.
gonna say.
All right.
So I
He sent you some
picked up-
pedo cards.
Yeah, he sent me some very, very strange cards of strange men. Charlotte, I'm like, what is this?
They're stuck together, unfortunately, but they'll be all right.
Yeah. Just
and
need a
not for the
box
first time. Not for the first time. So we've got Star Wars issue number 10. Got both covers.
Oh, I love that
so
second cover. I've not seen that one.
I think I'm led to believe that this might be the first cover appearance of the Bad Batch.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yeah. So the
Got this
actual
through.
comic is the first cover and first ever appearance of them in the comic books.
Oh,
Cool.
wicked.
Thanks. I wasn't too sure because I was under the impression there was like a 1 in 25 cover from back in the day that had the Bad Batch, but I could be wrong. I'm not down
don't know
with
about-
my
Might be
first
cover,
appearances.
but that's their first
Um,
appearance in canon. In canon,
cool.
sorry. In canon.
That was through Comic Sam on Whatnot. Definitely check Comic Sam if you get the chance. This one is through Hobgoblin Hideaway. It's just a random pickup from Whatnot when I was watching one of the
Oh, nice.
shows. And the fact that it's a Brian Bowen cover,
Yeah.
even sweeter. I picked up, so this had a little bit of a backstory. So you remember, obviously, Gone that Jock had done through Distillery. So this was like a special retailer cover.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I think it was 250 of them. But I had ordered it, and Sick Comics in America had forgot to send it to me. But they were good enough to send me another copy. So I got that through in my stack.
Oh, cool.
And it's a superb cover. This one was meant to come with some sort of trading card, but apparently the company that they used closed down before they actually got the chance to produce them. So it was just a cover that arrived. This was an act of kindness by one of my good friends, Bruce Knight. He had picked up this special edition Gone issue signed by Jock. And
That is wicked. That.
yeah, it was a Nash Comics special cover.
Oh, nice.
For issue number
That's
2.
cool.
I got a little. It was my birthday on Monday, and
Happy birthday.
I got a lovely little birthday gift from a certain Tom. So Tom must have been doing lines as Santa Claus this week, and packaging up and posting things off to everybody.
It was
So-
one of them things, right? I was like, it's your birthday. I sent you I packaged yours up on Saturday. I was like, I'm going to send this for his birthday. And then I thought, I can't just send Andy something because then it's going to look like Andy's my favourite.
Oh, wait. I'm not. Hold on. What?
Well,
What?
it's going to look like.
Awkward.
And last but not least, you may remember, guys, that I'd bought some original artwork from a friend of mine. So this is one of the PCs that I wanted to show off that I don't think I've shown yet. And it's Judge Death by Martin Simmons.
Oh,
Oh,
wicked,
wow,
man.
that is cool.
Didn't you got a
So-
sketch by Martin Simmons at Thought Bubble?
No.
Even though I talk about that.
Because that's what it could have been. That.
Yeah.
So this is going to get framed up. So yeah,
That's
love
awesome,
this.
man. That is
That's
wicked.
phenomenal. Yeah.
That's lovely.
That's me.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Very
Wicked.
nice. Very
Lads, it's always a pleasure spending Thursday nights with you. It's always a pleasure spending Thursday nights with every single one in the chat. Enjoy what you're doing, enjoy what you're reading, enjoy the 4 seasons weathers if you're like me, and you can just enjoy weathers in one day. Yeah, I think it's great. Looking forward to next week. Hopefully the right comics get picked, and we can have a better review session. But you know what? We give honest reviews on this show, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and read Precious Metal, and then throw it away because it's not happening. I wish it could. And also, just a little call out. So some of you, I know some like you three, were wondering what ISO 4217 is. I thought I'd be a bit smart, and I thought, hold on, Precious, he's gone. I thought I'd be a bit smart. Precious Metal, people are going to be thinking, blah, 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 blah. ISO 4217 is the code for Precious Metal, aka it's the universal code for currency, which is a precious metal. That's me signing out. I got too cocky, I got too smart, didn't work, bish, bash, bosh. have a fantastic week. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week. See you later.
Oh dear.